How did John Tron phrase it? If you can't be the best, I can certainly be the worst. Or at least embrace your most. I say fuck it. You gotta, if you got something, embrace it. And I think they're parodying their own thing. And EC3, I want to say Derek Bateman because it kind of reminds me of that, like the whole, like, I like chicks in America. And he's wearing the zoo bag. But no, he's like, man, he's got like a piece of toilet paper over his head to signify. Oh, I couldn't believe this when I saw it. Brother Nero! But the icing on the cherry on the cake, man, was, I saw the response. Oh, I forgot, there's other, like, parodies. Like, everyone had a field day with, like, him playing the piano, and they cut to, like, other works of music. You get, sometimes I couldn't even find them all. I couldn't list them all because I only got half of them. I only got the first one, like you got what I need. I don't even remember what that was. I just remember that's like I saw it on MTV from the 90s, and I can't for the life of me remember. I always remember you got what I need. I could see him doing that actually. If I spin it around, it could be like, you, Brother Nero, you've got what I need. Oh, hashtag broken Matt Hardy tweeted, like, I will burn the bodies of all the mock-ass bitches that partook in this blasphemy. I will crucify EC3. Embrace the strange. Alright, but I don't want to get that insanity out of the way before we get to the nitty-gritty. Raw kicking off with our 6 Money in the Bank participants on top of ladders. It's Owens that's commandeering this segment, making his very strong argument of him winning. They don't normally give this over to faces. It would actually be really surprising if they did. But they usually don't. Like, I think, I'm trying to remember a couple of faces who did it. I think RVD, CM Punk. I think that's, like, the only 2 I can think of. But anyway, it's Owens' time, and I'm calling for him to win this thing, totally. He vows to get the briefcase and cash in to become the champ, and he'll take on all comers, not only other people on the ladders, but whether it's, quote, the Nation of Domination, Waylon Mercy, Jean-Pierre Lafitte, the 4 Horsemen, as your network plug. I will beat them all. Sammy's like, they haven't been around for like a decade and change, I'm personally not gonna... he does the opposite. He says, he vows to pay it forward, basically. And Ambrose is like, can we just, like, beat each other up now? Like, we're sitting on these ladders, and I'm just like, Ambrose, just his lunatic fringe mind working. I'm like, why are they all talking? How much mousse does Del Rio use? Could start a small fire with that hair. My God, is Owen still talking? What is that stuck between his teeth? Could probably make a whole thing of that. Like, what's between his teeth? Has it always been there? God, Sammy's in. Like, just the inner workings. I don't know. I watched a lot of like early Raven Siren stuff. I just remember him being about like Mike Knox's beard being sentient. He's like, we will destroy Mr. Like, you don't have a thing to do with him. And I was like, I don't have a thing to do with him. And it's like, okay, you didn't need to say that out loud. The beard demands you destroy this lucha. Someone missed out on that shit. A sentient beard. See, I hope and pray this is what we're leading to. Like, just embracing the crazy bullshit. And, like, if we can't be the best, we can at least be, like, entertaining in that regard. Just being, like, just completely out there. I think it's what TNA trying to go for with Matt and Jeff. Like I said, I feel like they've hit comedy gold with that shit. And Lucha Underground got fucking. Oh, I didn't see anything on it this week, but Joey Ryan being a private dick, I'm just like, I was over on that one. But anyway, Ambrose just wants to fight, and Del Rio calls Zayn a paperboy. Dude, it's no secret. Zayn's a paperboy. He will play it on up, down, down. Jericho crowing this type of match, he's like, he invented it, he says. And Cesaro's like, how come you never won it? And Jericho's like, I won it. I won the first one. The first one? That would be Edge, by the way. And he's like, the 6th one. I'm like, well, which one is it? By the way, the 6th one takes special precedence because, I don't know if I said that right, but anyway, that was the one that Jack Swagger won, who cashed in on Jericho, of all people, to become world champion. Yeah, he made the switch. Thanks, Wikipedia. Sammy says, where'd you win it? Jericho's like, Appleton? Big Apple? Stupid Idiotville, it doesn't matter. Cesaro says, oh, your hometown then. Jericho, with the fucking callback, says, just slowly sneers at Cesaro and says, I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot. And the stupid idiot chants ring out. Jericho's like, I know you are, but what am I? I am all for drinking it in of Cool Dad Jericho with his, like, dated insults. Like I said, I will embrace the stupidity as long as it's entertaining, as long as it doesn't make me like, what the fuck was this? It's the plus side of being just out there sometimes. Like, if you can keep people entertained, people are going to come back and watch, it doesn't have to be like this super serious all the time, being like Roman Reigns just coming out there and be like, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just a guy with a championship they decided to put over. I'm like, give me more insane babbling like Chris Jericho. Like, it's just, I knew you were one of my. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my god, just once again, embrace the strange. Speaking of fucking which, holy shit, the Mac Militant, holla holla holla. I got fucking Teddy Long. I got the word to take the longest running television weekly episodic. Yeah, he flubs this too. I guess it's another callback to when he did it before. He spent like 2 minutes just to put over the longest running television show to a new era. If I had control of you, I'd make a disqualification match. Fatal 4-way, triple threat, 6-pack Iron Man challenge match, and there must be a winner. Wow! Ultimate Warrior-esque shit right here. Just no fucking clue what he's talking about, but he gets an A for enthusiasm. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And Steph comes out, Teddy's like, bitch, where's Shane at? I'm like, yeah, and Steph's like, oh, he's not here, he's on vacation. From what? God damn, you just came back. I'm like, maybe his body is just like really, really good at not selling like offense, and it takes like maybe it's that thing where he like only sells to like later on he only realizes like, oh yeah, I had a fight with Undertaker. Oh god, the pain. Like it finally registered. That's my again. That's just me trying to embrace the strange and make sense of this and try to make something out of it that other than just like, oh, he's on vacation. It's just so hand wavy of it all. I'm just like, he's not here. He's on vacation. Whatever. He's not here. Well, who cares? I'm just like, but anyway, Steph makes singles matches, denying us Teddy's music before he steps out. She's like, no music for you. Get gone. And the first match, next up is Jericho versus Cesaro, who from the outside apron pulls Jericho in and suplexes him, showing amazing strength again, rolling through the other side, countering the walls. Before you know it, Jericho's a swinging and he taps to the sharpshooter. That's momentum. So yeah, we got a actually entertaining opening segment. It wasn't just like Shane and Stephanie. It wasn't like kind of like, bad filler. We're like, oh, okay, Stephanie came out like she was the buzzkill. I'm like, okay, she was playing to her strengths, just being like the cool mom thing, because she does like the Teddy Long dance after she kicks him out. She's like, now play his music. She's like, badly might I add. She's becoming like the new Vicky Guerrero almost in a way, except for the whole excuse me, but she can, like early Stephanie McMahon, she could reach that shrill point in her career. She could probably pull that off. 2-part deal showcasing the history of the two men, and this is like way better than just what you did last week, which is like, I'm gonna run after this guy, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna run after this guy, and I'm like, no. But yeah, we get the backstory of the challenger first, Rollins. We see the Shield debut at Survivor Series 2012. He says, we stepped into the spotlight and took over, but I said I wanted to be the best, not one of the. I wanted to be the guy on top. People misunderstand my position with Reigns. He's just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. took his Mania moment from him? Who's to say it wasn't mine to begin with? I didn't give a damn about Rowan's moment. I was too busy fulfilling mine. One bad landing in Dublin, everything gets taken from me. My childhood dream of 25 years. And they actually show, like, possible child Seth Rollins being like, yay, I'm ready for the the title was unjustly taken from me. I didn't want to part with it. And you shot at him after surgery. Still probably, I don't even know why they shot this, but he's like probably still looping from all the painkillers and recovering from his total tear. Like everything. Shit. Like they even the doctors were like, usually you get like an ACL, but he tore like the MCL and this and this and this. And it's just, and he was just like loopy, but he's like, day one, I'm taking it back. Goes on to say Roman's no real champion. He's a placeholder. He's keeping my seat warm for me until I can come back on the throne. Yeah, I've been thinking about this, not just for the 7 months I was out, but the 2 years since I broke away from the Shield. I aim to prove to the world that I am better than Roman Reigns. Hey, Lana got her accent back. Good job. Titus O'Neil in commentary as Rusev puts on another clinic with Swagger on Raw, who is the hometown hero. Wow, is Titus better seen, not heard. Both men just leveling each other with a lariat, and Rusev shoves Swagger into Titus and rolls back in before he's counted out. Swagger takes a shot, Titus does too, in the numbers game on poor Ruru. Triple threat? Well, he's lost 2 matches to Rusev, so I doubt it. And yeah, Smackdown, I think on Smackdown they actually make it official, and there's like an interview for that. Oh, another great segment. Or is it Appadoo? I know I did the poll for that. Cena going over his now official match. You know, half you guys have my back, the other half don't want me back. Last week we got Let's Go Cena, AJ Styles for a full 2 minutes. I have not had that level of enthusiasm, of excitement since The Rock. But I gotta ask, why AJ, why? Why with this Mania-level dream match do you take the easy way out? You did not need to involve the Bullet Club. He said it. AJ says, all part of the plan. Shake your hand and punch you in the face. You insult me. You're great on the mic in your morning shows, your late night appearances, your movies. Well, the cameo appearances anyway, not your like actual movies that you star in. But you insult me when you're in that ring. And on your best day, you can't beat me. I'll tell you what I tell my kids when they ask, how come you never wrestle Cena? Because John don't want none. I'd run circles around him. John is not impressed. He has heard this speech many, many times over from many, many other people. I'm offended by your skills. Ooh, let's, as outdated as my jorts. I'm like, I see a man who worked 2 decades to make it to the big time, get his opportunity at the Rumble, failed. Opportunity for the title, failed twice. And instead of shaking it off, you second-guess yourself. You surround yourself with these guys telling you you're God's gift of wrestling, and you get here and it don't work out for you. You took to taking out that face that runs the place so you can say, hey, I belong here. That's not phenomenal. That's desperate. You couldn't get Reigns, so now you want to pick a fight with me? It just says, I'm desperate. Desperate's someone who has nowhere else to go. I'm world class. I could show up in Japan and sell that sumbitch out in a second. I've got nothing else to prove and nothing left to lose. Cena knows this, and that's why he's been here for so long, but again, you're dodging the question. Why did it turn from Cena versus Styles to Cena versus the Club? And AJ pulls that trigger and says straight up, once you lose to Cena, break out the shovels! Anderson and Gallows are here to make sure I stay above ground. Like, yeah, he said it, he's kind of shooting with it, but, this could have turned into, like, a full thing where he, like, lists off the names. He's, you remember Damien Sandow, who tried to Money in the Bank, tried to cash in on you, 1 match with you, and all of a sudden, he's cut! Zack Ryder, he tried to befriend you, and then as soon as he gets close to Cena, as soon as he close to get to that brass ring, all the fuck of a sudden, Kenny Dykstra, he finds out about Mickie James, and all of a sudden, Kevin Owens, okay, he's the exception to the rule, but that's Kevin Owens. I'm sure if you had it your way, he would not even be in Money in the Bank. He would not even be in this company. I felt like they played it safe a little bit with this one. Maybe they'll wait for next week, I hope. Yeah. Could have been a lot more than what it was, but the club surrounds the ring and the New Day even the odds up. Why the fuck is Hair Club for Men doing a moment video there? It's like you get like and now the moment of the week brought to you by so-and-so. And why is their moment video Enzo getting his concussion at Extreme Rules? The fuck is that? Like, it felt really awkward. Time for them to get their revenge, though, with the vaudevillains already in ring. Enzo spitting at Muhammad Ali, rest in peace, wrestled alligators, tussled with whales, handcuffed lightning, throwing thunder in jail. But last week, I slayed a rock, etched it in stone, and hospitalized the brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. You even dream of beating us, you better wake up and apologize. We tell no lies. We fought you at Payback, my head bouncing on the mat, but I personally don't remember that. How you doing? I bounce back, butterscotch gotch, and can't stop hitting. That's my favorite line of his, butterscotch gotch. It's basically my Kirk Angel of the Chris Jericho thing. Like, it's that good. It's up there. And now I want a tag team of Kirk Angel and butterscotch gotch. Coming down to the ring at a combined way. You couldn't knock me down now or later. My jaw's so strong I can blow a bubble with a now and later. Love that candy, by the way. It's the bargain bin starburst, in my opinion. English does it to Enzo again, so Big Cass has to clean house and the ref throws the match out. Yeah. Those dastardly villains. Thankfully, Enzo gets back up, proving the spot is thankfully just that, but I'm fearful that they're going to continue with this thing of Enzo is super flighty and he takes the shit kicking of it, and then Big Cass comes in to clean house. That's not a tag team. That's I guess I can see it working for them, but it's only for so long before it starts to turn like, oh well, Enzo's gonna get a shit kicked in for a while until Big Cass comes in and cleans house. Yeah, Sammy realizes that Del Rio has done what he's aspiring to do, but he knows he can't beat him. Del Rio comes in with his shirt from the League of Nations, the Pride of Mexico. He's like, what? I like this shirt. It's not my fault they broke up. I forget who. I think it was like just Sheamus being like a cuck, or Rusev being like, want none of it. I actually could have seen that happening, where Sheamus is like touting over his like, I'm in a movie now, fella. You got to listen to me. They do that, but in a more like kept down way. We'll see. But yeah, Del Rio continues to call him a paper boy, and you infested perro, paper boy. Teddy Long with his theme song as his ringtone. I'm like, wow, what a cuck. but you denied me the dance, so I'm like, I'm gonna bring the dance to you. And he's like, I forget who said it on Twitter, but it's like Stephanie even feels it like the easiest dance in the world, which is basically the equivalent of like moving side to side and bouncing two basketballs in each hand. And I'm like, I actually tried to mirror that, and I'm like, you know what? It's actually not that far off. It's just like side to side, like that's all. That's really all it is. Maybe maybe you gotta like dip a little bit, like throw it down in there because you're like low to the ground, being like holla holla holla. Back village it, coming to get it. Hey, get out my way, I'm coming like a thunderstorm. Ooh, California, L.A. Dollar, dollar, dollar. That's how we got past security. He talks about making a fatal four-way tag title match between New Day, Enzo Cass, Vaudevillains, Anderson, and Gallows. He leaves after showcasing Money Talks. Again, that's how he got past security. Once he leaves, Steph on the phone says, "Hey, I got a fatal idea for a fatal four-way tag match." Like, yeah, I know, I'm awesome. Ooh, that dastardly villain. Zayn Del Rio sees the latter get some retribution for getting that back of his head kicked in on SmackDown. Enziguri to Sammy's back of the head and sets up for the stomp and gets tossed off for taking too long on that one. So Del Rio right back on him, shoving him in that ring post. Kick to the face, he gets stomped for 3. Backstage, Ambrose sees Owens laughing at him, like Ambrose, I forget what he said, he was going on and on about, but it's like, I'll fight anybody, like, I'll fight a fucking bear, Daniel Bryan, Stu Hart, Gene LaBelle, Arn Anderson, they've all wrestled bears. And now Ambrose is... He's crazy enough to actually do it, you know? I could see that, did you? Like, I'll wrestle a bear. Lunatic zoo trainer. You know, Owens is like, polar bears, I wouldn't worry about them. If I were you, I'd worry about me. Yeah, I've known you for quite a bit, and you seem more off the deep end than usual. Ambrose reminds us of them going back and forth. You know, he brings up beating him for the Intercontinental title, putting him through a table at the Rumble. He even goes as far to say Owens is the one who needs help. Oh. And now for Roman's side of things, you know, the interview is like, you know, in the Shield, I was the muscle, and Seth loved being the architect. You ask him, he'll say he invented sliced bread. Did he invent Chris Jericho? Is that what he... I actually want to see that go down now. Like, I invented it. No, I invented this. What are you talking some shit now? I'm the architect, but I have the greatness. It's through my pores. You can just drink it in. I'm going to sell it and make a mint. The gift of Jericho. It's going to be a scent. It's going to be a fragrance, and I'm going to sell it on www.shop.com to all these idiots. They'll buy anything. They bought unicorn horns. I can sell my greatness. Dream match. It's Rollins Jericho. Holy shit, the fucking ego trip on these two. Just would love to see that. But yeah, I got Roman being like, you know, our drive for success is what made us unstoppable together till Seth pulled the trigger. You know, he made the choice to end the Shield. I used to stand with brothers, now I stand alone. Who's those? I guess they're not on TV, so whatever. You know, Brock Lesnar at Mania 31 pushed me harder than anybody. Seth cashed in. You know, it took my moment from me. You know, I looked up to see him with that championship. My family was there. They were upset. I was upset. Angry. A great motivator. Anytime Rollins had me down and beaten, it was always from behind. Because he knows he can't beat me face to face. You know, I've waited for this. I'm expecting a better Seth Rollins, so that I can beat a better Seth Rollins. See? This is what we need more of. Like, him just being, like, serious instead of good guy, bad guy, big guy. Yeah, but again, I blame the booking mostly because they don't know. Like, is he face? Is he heel? We don't know because it's Roman Reigns. Look out. You know. WWE fucking booking sucks. Usually. Like, this was a questionable Raw, like, last one, but... You know, again, it was more entertaining. Like, they're embracing the strange. Owens took this time to grab Byron's headset and try to tell us what'll happen at the pay-per-view before Ambrose gets back up and attacks him. You know, this match clearly getting the most time because these two are the ones I want to see win most. Like, I'm calling Owens, but part of me is really giddy at the possibility of the same night that Seth Roman go at it. Lunatic contract cash in. It's like, you're here, let's have ourselves that Shield triple threat right fucking now. Like, he'd be crazy enough to actually start the match with that. And he's like, you know, his face too, like, he would give the people what they want. You know, he's like, hey, I got a contract and I'm gonna cash in, but I'm not gonna wait, I'm just gonna cash in right now. We're gonna do a triple threat, oh my god. Again, I'm just getting into his character, like, what he would do. He's like, you know, hey, I could have waited till later, but fuck it. I can't wait that long. You two are gonna start this fight, not without me. Contract cash in, bitches. Triple threat. Oh man, how fucking the roof would cave in on us with the announcement of that one for like Las Vegas if we managed to win that. Holy shit. But yeah, again, I'm pulling for Ambrose. I'm predicting Owens. Like, Owens is going to win this because they don't usually give it to faces. But if they did, and if they give it to Ambrose, and they... Yeah, I'm getting that feeling again where I'm like, if they, you know, what if, you know. Ambrose channels Orton with an out-of-nowhere dirty deeds and beats him. Wow. He goes to the ladder and climb, and Owens just clobbers him and tosses him off. So... You know, continuing like one person can't really truly get over the other. Charlotte appearing to come out to apologize in this segment was like, wow, really? Like, maybe she got like a lot of heat and like death threats or something. Like, how fucking dare you shit on Flair? You know, like from like, you know, impassionate fans that are really just don't know any goddamn better. So it's like, Dad, if you're at home, I apologize, but I said what needed to be said. You people don't understand being on top, the pressure that's put on me. And right there, I was thinking, like, was she getting, like, death threats or something? Like, shitting on Ric Flair like that? Like, allow me to explain. You're dead to me professionally. I still want a relationship with you. I'm just not sharing in my in-ring spotlight with you. I'm like, And again, like, this almost felt like Roman Reigns, but maybe if there was, like, actual, like, this might have been, like, for her own safety. She's like, people are showing up at my fucking house. Like, I would almost feel better if this was her idea and not, like, dumb booking shit to kind of, like, downplay her heelness. Like, you had, like, the big, huge heel moment. Now you're trying to downplay it with, like, oh, I still want to be with you. It's like, I still love you, Daddy. Again, a lot of people shouldn't have segment, but I'm, like, thinking, like, trying to, again, this is me trying to make sense of it and try to salvage it as best I can. Being like, maybe this was her idea. Like, look, I'm getting, like, shit from people. Like, I don't even know these people that are showing up at my house, stalking me, wishing me death. Maybe I need to, like, downplay it a little bit. I know it kind of weakens my segment, but I think for, like, for your safety, for my safety, I need to do this. And they're like, okay. Natty and Becky interrupt, and Charlotte asks, like, the segment does improve a little bit, and then kind of, like, this segment was, like, very roller coastery, kind of, like, up and down, like, what could, like, Natty and Becky interrupt, and Charlotte asks, what business is it of yours, of Becky, I thought Natty would be more understanding, and, pitches to E, like a reality show starring Natty, Uncle Brett, and Father Jim Neidhart, calling it Broken Hearts, the trials and tribulations of WWE's biggest train wreck. Still doing the whole family thing, really? Becky puts it out there, says, Charlotte, you're a user. You used Paige, you used me, used your father to get where you are now, and while you got no love lost for Emma Brooks, she does want her to get away from her while she still can, and Charlotte tells Dana, that's not gonna happen. She's my protege, and Emma, like, actually thinking about it, taking a slow walk to the back while Charlotte's like, what are you doing? Don't leave? No. She's taking a slow walk to the back, but it's more to Natty's back, and it's 2-on-2 with the heels winning out. Like, that's the heel. So, yeah, the Hope segment where it might have been like Dana Brooke kind of stands on her own, and it just didn't. And there's no, like, reasoning why she didn't do that. I don't know. I guess they just want to have, like, a 2-on-2, I guess. I could explain it on Smackdown, but I don't think we got one. Tyler Breeze in singles competition against Truth, and it quickly gets thrown out because out comes Teddy Long to make it a tag match. Holla, holla, holla. He escapes security again. He's either very rich or a fucking ninja. Like, holy shit. Like, maybe he's just been around for so long. He knows all the, like, secret passages of every, like, he's, like, WCW. He's been, like, a referee. He's been a manager, the man's done it all. He's a very Renaissance kind of individual. So I'm thinking, like, he knows all, like, oh, I remember this arena. It's like, oh, secret passage number 27. Like, whoop, and he just goes, secretly ninja Theodora Long. Okage. Trying to think of a ninja way that rhymes in holla, and I can't find one. But and then they come at us like, oh, they got him. Oh, damn it. So much for that tag match. That actually might have been. I guess they didn't want to do it for Breeze, but we were denied Breezango, and, like, we were denied the team of Breezango versus the Golden Truth again. I'm like, damn you, security. He just wants to make a tag match, damn it. Like, he finally gets his shit together, and Stephanie just, like security pulls him to the back, escorting him out to the back, and I guess to the exit, and Steph's like, she's had enough of this bullshit. She's like, Smackdown's mine. It's going to be run by someone young and vivacious, not some old dancing fool. And I was like, get the fuck out. Muhammad Ali tribute. I forget who said it on Twitter, but pretty much coined the phrase, he was sports entertainment before sports entertainment was even a coined phrase. Can I cook to that guy? I forget who it was. I wish I actually, like, saved that and wrote it down. And I thought canceled the Ambrose Asylum. Then again, she just did Smackdown belongs to her, so I guess she'll leave Raw to Shane. I don't know if it's spoilers or not. Maybe it's like one thing. Maybe Vince have to like put it in a segment. We'll get like for like Money in the Bank. We'll get like a segment of like Vince being like, "You get this show. You get this show." Yes. Or wasn't it July or something like that? I forget. But never mind that shit. Here comes the Shield reuniting Ambrose next week on Raw. He's like, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are having a title shot. It would be a shame if a lunatic fringe were somehow to be like, perfect chance to stir the soup and being like, hey, if I win, you know what I could do to you, dude. Like Ambrose just being like, break out the titties, because here comes the master. Currently thinking about mastering titties. Oh. Speaking of three-man teams, the Club versus the New Day main event. Kofi wishes the Club was the Mickey Mouse Club for his sons and himself. Woods says, we are actually in a club of the WWE World Tag Team Champions. So your club doesn't even matter. Nah, it doesn't matter. Match hasn't even really started and these guys are just laying into one another. AJ gets the shot that counts though and Styles clashes Woods right out onto the floor, so he's done. Like back from break, Woods is out of the picture and it's a 2-on-3 now. Shit's real. Like, they're not joking it. Like, New Day, shit's real. They start to throw down. But again, the man disadvantage. They try their best, but a surprise phenomenal elbow takes Kofi down and gets them the W. Cena runs out after the Club. Of course, they're going to do a post-match beatdown. Cena to save the day. Rapidu, Appajon. And that's Raw. Holy shit, NXT Takeover. They actually, I'm like, oh, it's the end. But I'm thinking like, hey, the end. Like, you came to me in a dream. Yeah, the Armageddon. For those who know old school, like Armageddon, like, the end is here. And they actually do it. I'm like, oh, shit. I actually joked about that, and WWE actually used the song. Good on you. Ty Dillinger with his fucking race car 80s jacket. That's what I can describe it as. And holy shit, that collar. It's like a fucking Power Rangers villain with like the super collar and like a tiny head or something like that. That's all I can describe it as, because it's got like 10 on the back. It looks like a race car or something. Yeah, it's 10 versus 100 with the NXT debut of Andrade Cien Almas. Second rope moonsault. Andrade just does he goes for like a moonsault off the second rope. Ty Dillinger rolls out the way. Andrade lands and he just sequences into another moonsault, standing moonsault. Oh, it was great. Oh, man. Like, he comes out with, like, looking like fucking Los Barricos with, like, a fancy hat for, like, Godfather with, like, the feather. I'm like, all white, you look like fucking, like, what's his name from the Los Barricos where Edge just kills him in this first match. Like, just not literally, but, like, he just, like, takes, like, a really bad landing, and that's all the last we even seen of, like, what was his name? Jesus or Jose? It was one of the Barricos. I don't even think Savio Vega was in the company anymore during that time, but it was just like, that was like, I guess it was like his do the honors on your way out, and man, because either way, we never saw him again after that one. So that's why I would make the joke where like, you just straight up murdered the guy, like it's just murked a guy in his first match. Ty Dillinger, not without his answer, throws him back onto the rope, so he's like upside down or something like that, like the Shawn Michaels thing where he gets like thrown up and like goes over the rope like, whoa, but he's like upside down and he just takes like a boot to the head while upside down. Like, damn. Almost had him boot right there, but almost makes good in his debut with a double running knee and some crotch into like the corner. Like, holy shit, it was almost like a reverse running ass tackle or something like that. Like both knees and maybe like Cien and his Almas like right in Dillinger's face. You take this, boom. But yeah, Almas wins his debut, showing how good Ty is and how good we're hoping Almas will be. Like maybe not that outfit, maybe like. So it was all right, but and then we get the match of the fucking night right here early. It's almost a shame we get it so early. It's only the second match on the card, but it's the rematch from the last takeover for the tag titles. American Alpha this time in defense mode against the Revival. synchronized wrestling spots at its finest. We get like so much shit in stereo, like drop kicks in stereo, clothesline combo in stereo, ankle lock in stereo. Holy fucking shit. If there's ever a sport for synchronized wrestling, the American Alpha would have it. But, the Revival, they're being given this wrestling lesson, and they gotta play dirty. They finally get the chance to slow shit down. Like, God, the synchronized, fucking stop it. We just want to, wrestle our way now. It's almost like they go from one instance to the other. Like, the American Alpha just, all this crazy in stereo shit, tandem tag offense, and then the Revival, okay, we have to slow shit down now. It's we're just beat people up, man. We need to go to do that. We gotta cut the ring in half, beat on Gable. Inches away from that hot tag and get spine busted right back down Arn Anderson style. And Revival have the right idea to do insane tandem finishes of their own. I'm like, it works for them. It beat us for those titles, Leg drop from a near fall. Gable with squirrel-like quickness crawling right under both of them. And here comes Jordan. Huge clotheslines for a very near fall from Dawson. Gable back in trying to start up tandem. But Dash attacks Gable. Ankle lock. He fights out of it and sends Gable with an uppercut to the outside, roll up for 2. Revival looking for a fucking doomsday device from all things, and Gable reverses it with a belly to belly in midair. He takes the shot and just what the fuck? He was in there, and he takes the doomsday device or something. He gets a grab or something again, and then Gable just surprise. Jesus Christ, that spot. I can't even, I don't think I can even, it's the kind of spot where words can't do it justice. You have to see it to believe it. It's that level of good and that level of, holy shit, how the fuck did, he just did. Tag to Jordan going in for their finish. Dash pushes Gable away, and Shatter Machine! 2-time tag champs. Holy shit, they did it. And if you were gonna give it to anybody, you give it to the fucking Revival. Wow. People weren't even upset that they only had it, Alpha only had it for 2 months, because here's my take on it, this could be the new Edge and Christian Hardys, where they just beat the holy hell out of each other back and forth, and there's never one clear winner. Next tag title match, they get it, they get the titles back, and they're oh, now we got 2-time tag champions. And then the Revival 3 times, and 3 times until Regal's this is it, and then there's something there's a whatchamacallit that goes down, and then the tag titles get held up in advance, and we have our first ever tag title TLC match. Holy shit. We apparently don't get that, because instead we get 2 huge dudes dressed in black to just jack American style up, and out comes Paul fucking Ellering, Legion of Doom manager, just surveying the damage. Did Paul Ellering just science himself 2 Samoan-sized Goldberg D'Lo Brown hybrids? Because if that's cameo, then take that Lucha Underground. Because holy shit. NXT says, challenge fucking accepted. Wow. I had to go to see what info they had. Gizim Selmani and Sonny Dinza. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably ruining it completely. The authors of pain, they're being dubbed as. They didn't get a they just arrived, beat the shit out of the American Alpha, and leaved with Paul Ellering being yes. My disciples of Apocalypse. Greatest versus strongest style. This could have been the match of the night, but if you want to follow it with that, I would have gone with the women's title match. But still, this was tip ribs for Aries. Could be the difference maker in this dream match made reality. I was wondering why people were on Twitter calling Aries Diamond Dallas Page, and then I remembered, oh yeah, in WCW, for a long time I think he had tape ribs. Even the fucking N64 WCW games had DDP and taped ribs, I think. Nakamura tries to take his opponent out of the game and himself relax in a fight, according to what Nakamura told Graves. He's, his weird offense and stuff like that. He tries to take him out, tries to, mind games, long story short. Middle rope elbow to the back of Nakamura's neck for 2. Crowd fully behind Nakamura, which only seems to piss Aries off, who has the lion's share of the offense very early on. It's a showcase, and so I'm thinking, yeah, I think Nakamura's going to take him. Aries gets introduced to strong style. I hope he misses those ribs. He's hoping he misses them too. Aries blocks the reverse exploder and fights him down again. Through the ropes and back in control 2.5. Like, this is all Austin Aries, and he takes too long to fix his rib tip. He's like, oh shit, he kicked me. Like, I don't know what it was, but he just gets caught in a submission. Aries has to make the ropes. Blocks the Kinshasa. Last chance where he locked in, and Nakamura has to save himself by getting a leg on the ropes and himself. Crowd is now 50-50 after that shit. Like, wow. Splitting the crowd in half, and that's a second rope Frankensteiner and drop kick from Aries. Top rope 450. Misses him. But Aries lands on this. He catches Nakamura coming in with that kick to the midsection on the ropes. Back and forth. Aries drops Nakamura neck first onto the ring apron. Sees him stir, and Aries goes for Nakamura, and gets nothing but guardrail. And I'm like, damn, he just fucking brained himself on that shit. Like just ran, just head first. Like this match seemed for the most part like Aries had evenly matched Nakamura almost, and then he made like that. He's got I'm the greatest. I gotta show off. I gotta be like. Because I'm double A Austin Aries, he goes for high flying shit, and it costs him, because right back in, second rope, knee to the back of the head, and I think Tom Phillips, he says it's the Kinshasa, and I'm like, no, wait, it's not, he's gotta open with the Exploder Suplex yet, and then the Kinshasa, and Nakamura wins another match of the year contender. Not as good as I'll say it right now, it's not as good as Nakamura and Sammy, but then again, what fucking match can possibly compare to that? Wow. But still really good. Like I said, it was just all Aries until he made that one crucial mistake and Nakamura capitalized. That's what this match felt like. So I personally would like to see this match happen again, where Aries is you got lucky. You one mistake and he capitalized, like I said. Only half a year in NXT, an unbeaten NXT Women's Champion at Asuka. Meanwhile, Nia Jax, the challenger, formerly was undefeated till Bayley took her down. It showed in their rematch in NXT that would see Nia do to Bayley what Bayley did to her. Break her, make her unfit to compete for her. She was owed she was coming in for a title rematch was Bayley, until Nia Jax just broke her, and he's I'm sorry, you're she's on the injured list now. Make her unfit to compete, so Nia gets a chance to be in championship contention, and did just that in her triple threat with Alexa Bliss and Carmella. So yeah, she's back in there, just in very short order. Asuka has to play keep away, get her submission in. Nia powers out and powers Asuka down. Even her cover is just devastation, because she's just all of her weight on her, and Asuka's just ugh! She's got to power out it too. She's got to use all her weight and come up and try to make her expend as much energy as she can, even on covers. Yeah, I can't say too many have given Asuka a 2 count. Surfboard stretch that Asuka bends her over the knee. It's like a surfboard stretch, and Asuka's gonna bring the knees to the head to fight out of it. Goes for what Bayley used to put her away, and but Nia has an answer for it this time. She goes for the mid submission, and Nia just powers out of it after another submission of Asuka, and this time bending Asuka again, but this time over the ring post. Bear hug escape. Asuka brings a knee bar that has Nia have to make the ropes to break from. Plants Asuka right in the mat, goes for the leg drop and misses. Asuka knee to the face, but Nia, determined, gets back up quickly. Missile drop kick from Asuka, and here comes the strikes and the hip attack to take Nia down. Powers out at 2. Powerbomb to Asuka for 2. And immediately armbar, after the kick out. But Nia's just too strong to keep it in there, Transition to Asuka lock. Huge boot to the head. And then another, and then another, and then another. And Nia, I think, she takes the 2, and Nia, still, shaken but not down. She's on her knees, but she's still, down. Nia's just, screaming bloody murder at Asuka, defiantly, just before taking kicks 3 and 4. Asuka retains. Wow. You don't have to be, quick matches with Asuka, but that was, like, as close as you can get it. Like, Nia Jax, I'm like, okay, she's gonna showcase, like, Asuka's, like, I forget if Bayley even got her down to, like, a 2 count, maybe. Like, maybe it was more like the submission thing trying to work in, like, she was trying to, but again, the crowd puts over, like, not many have brought her to, like, a 2 count, and I'm like, Nia Jax, she's the one to do it. And then Bobby Roode, after that, he just, like, walks in, cup of coffee, like he owns the place, while Regal's having an interview. We just see, like, Bobby Roode off to the side with, like, a cup of coffee. He's like, oh, I'm not signing, I just really like the coffee. Like, wow, I just really had to get more of this coffee. Like, how do you brew this? And Regal's, call back to, don't tell me Jericho. No, I don't want to do that. Like, this coffee's really tart. What's your secret? And he calls back to Jericho, and he's like, Main event steel cage. Balor Joe 4, 5. The man that Gravity decided to dress up hipster style in the audience. Balor in a cage. He breaks through one in the entrance. A sign of things to come, maybe? Yeah. Usually black and red, but black and white Balor this time. Balor Club, perhaps? Or is he trying to be like Willow? Brother Balor! Ah! By the way, he was on there today. He probably brought that back to, we love, we hate, we die forever late in Willow's way. Like, there was only that one time we did it. Now it's just like him, just his jaw, like. I almost made it all. I was almost Jim Carrey-esque in that delivery. Like, TNA Films presents. I'm picturing it now. I'm picturing Jim Carrey. TLC already then. Charismatic Enigma, Jeff Hardy. My brother Matt Lehu Zerr. Brother Carrie. Christ, oh my God, I'm making myself dizzy now. Alright, woo. Joe, all business. I thought cage matches were just escape, but it's Joe and Balor for the last time by the looks of things, so there are pinfalls and submissions. That's one aside. They're explaining the match. You can win by pinfall, submission, or escape from the cage, and hear one person from the crowd be like, boring. I'm like, yeah, this is Joe Balor. Let them kill each other. Like, I would almost make it the cell. Like, put the ceiling in there. Like, who the fuck are you kidding? Like, these guys aren't going to. Oh wait, Joe is going to try and escape. I'm like, it feels out of place for this type of thing. Like, you almost wouldn't put the cage in. That's why they did the pinfall submission. I would hope it would just come to that. It does, but just to see them, like, just to have that even be an option, like, escape from the cage. Like, yeah, maybe. Like, if one of them was like a cowardly shit heel or something like that. Like, you would do that with like Chris Jericho, but this is Balor Joe. These two want to murder each other. After all this time, they were putting each other over, being like they're best friends. They stabbed each other in the back, and now they gotta like throw down. So the escape from the cage thing, like, really, like, boring. It's just like, way to nail that fucking point home before I even had a chance to say anything about it. Like, you just took the words right out of my mouth just in just one word. Just one guy in the crowd, boring. I'm just like, yeah, I don't have a follow-up for that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. These should be. Why was even an option? But again, they added the pinfall submission, so good on them. I usually, like, cage matches are just the escape from the cage. There are no pinfall submissions, just escape. So to add those two in there, I'm like, yeah, okay, that was probably a good idea. Huge boot to the head of Joe, sold like death. He just drops like a fucking stone, like he just took a shot to the back of the head, like more like a bullet. Like he just crumbles over, like the gravity did not forget Joe. Like he just drops like a stone. Like it's like akin to like Mega Man 1, just like right off, like the fall damage of that, like in Gutsman stage where you just like, pew! Like immediate, like wow. but somehow back up in time to keep Balor from climbing out. Again, I guess it's to add the suspense to the match, but again, you wouldn't do that for these. I just said that already. Like, there's no reason for it. You got pinfall submission. Just have it be pinfall submission. Like, don't even do the cage. Like, yeah, you can climb, but you know, don't like let's not pretend like they're gonna climb to escape the cage. Let them climb to do like top rope shit or top cage shit, I should say. It seemed like what we were gonna get in several cases, but no, they would go for the escape. I'm like, that doesn't prove anything. Or if you were to do that, like I would say if they did win with that one, this feud would not end there. And that would be, like, in of itself a problem. Unless you were going to put the belt back on Balor. So unless you were going to do that, put that belt on Balor, and Joe's like, you didn't beat me, you escaped, and now I want to, like, you could make it like that. So I was like, the more I thought about, like, the escape thing, the more it bothered me, the more I thought about it. So, again, salvaging it, like, trying to make sense of it. This, I do this constantly, I know. It's like, especially when these big pay-per-view fights or something like that. Like, I try to make sense of, like, why would they do that? Like, you know, if you think about it, they fight to the top of the cage, and there's, like, Joe Enzugiri sends them both back down. Like, Enzugiri on, like, thing on, like, the rope or, like, the cage. Like, he just, like, they're both hanging in the cage, and I'm like, all right, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Enzugiri and both of them just like, wow. Balor runs at Joe, who's between the ropes and the cage. Like, he counters a coquina and gets booted out of it. And then Balor tries to use Joe as a step ladder to climb out, and Balor gets knocked down on the ropes. Somehow, I guess I don't know why I missed it, but Joe, like, he shoved down, he lands on the ropes, kick to Joe, who, you know, he drops on the top ropes, and that inadvertently Balor, like, he, like, shake the ropes, and so you gotta do the spot where ropes get shook, the guy standing on's gotta fall off and, like, nut himself on the ropes, like, oh! Again, another thing that seemed out of place for this match, like, unless Joe would be just, like, just drag him and just put him on the ropes, like something like pull one of his legs and on the ropes. Or if you could do it, you'd both go for it, like, both of you would be on the ropes and have the same idea, like, you'd crotch both, like, both would go for a leg and just crotch each other. Like, this could have been, like, this, don't get me wrong, I like this match, but there was just, like, a lot of weird things, like, that I guess if you overlook it and be like, yeah, this is their final match, of course it's going to be in the cage, but there was just, like, a lot of, like, if you're a nitpicker, you're like, ugh. But if you're just, like, if you're just, like, at face value, Joe Balor, it's like, it was a good match. Joe to rise first, going for Muscle Buster, and Finn just rolls him up for 2. Sling Blade off the top rope, Finn close to the door, but all of a sudden he wants to win decisively. He's like he starts to rationalize it in his head, like, yeah, maybe I want to pin this guy, like, you know, prove, like, you know, Escape would just come, like I said, he would just come back and be like, you didn't beat me, you escaped, you certainly, like, I would not accept that as, and neither would Joe. You know he wouldn't. And they would book it like that. They would almost have to. Like, they were, like that's why it was so, like, again, I keep harping on the escape, but that would, like, a way to do it, but, sorry, I keep going over that. I'm trying to... Sling Blade off the top rope. Finn close to the door, but again, he wants to win decisively. Hence, he tries to go for a pinfall. Submission step setup. No way this ends with someone just leaving the cage, like I said. Muscle Buster. Near fall. Here comes Balor with huge dropkick going for the coup de grace, and he gets it! Again, a near fall. And now he goes for 1916 and immediately reverse the Kino clutch, and Balor's got to fight out of it, and he gets another stomp. Balor climbs up, Joe looking to wrench him back in, set up for second rope Muscle Buster. Joe retains. And that's your main event. I don't have Facebook, so I didn't get this, like, Triple H is like, after the match, like, hey, check me out on Facebook. And apparently on Twitter, they dropped the best news of all. NXT developmental, as Kevin Nash would say, not anymore. Holy shit, we got a third brand, according to people on Twitter. Like, oh, wow, really? So, and again, on Twitter, I put it up, if they're doing this, because again, I was thinking back, I was trying to remember how Raw became in the third, became 3 hours in the first place? The Super Show! They put SmackDown Superstars on there! And this was still during the brand extension. Like, Raw didn't have, like, enough people, so, they brought SmackDown, and it was, like, the Raw Super Show, and Super Show was, again, like, the blue text, like the SmackDown text. So, yeah, that's how it started becoming 3 hours. But now that they're doing the brand separation again, Raw can go back to being 2 hours. And that third hour that Raw had put over to NXT and just make three, and just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 2 hour. Like, just, again, keep the 6 hours of wrestling, but make them equal, is what I'm saying. Third brand, really? Does that mean people are going to start showing up on NXT again? Like, I've seen segments of, like, The Shield showing up, fighting, Corey Graves and Neville. I've seen CM Punk, like, Seth Rollins is NXT champion, and CM Punk shows up, in his WWE Championship run at the time. He's like, these people aren't gonna show you any respect. You got the championship, but it's not gonna get you what you want. So against McGillicuddy, don't ask for respect, beat it out of him. And again, Uproxx had a great article on what could be done to make the brand separation a thing. Like don't do brand only pay-per-views, because especially with 3 brands now, because that shit's gonna get confusing. But I almost don't know how you would go about that otherwise. Like, that was the problem with the brand extension in the first one, in a way. Like, you had, like, all these matches, but only, like, so many, like, you only had so many matches, like, only that's part of the brand. But I guess you could do it like championships or something like that, or something that, like, goes for a while. Like, for championship matches, I don't know, it was like a lot. But they said, like, make SmackDown the cruiserweight women's division, like, build that up over there and keep everybody over on there, or make Raw the, like WWE, I think it was like tag and women's on SmackDown, and Raw could be like just like the singles, whatever, like, just have that just be like, unify the Intercontinental and US, and just make that like the mid-card title, elevate it like the X Championship, where you can, like, cash it in or something like that, and be like, I want to trade this in for the WWE Championship. That was one of the few things I liked about TNA, where they started doing that. And like, hey, you're the X Division, you're the Workhorse Champion. Now you can be like, hey, you can continue to be the champion, or you can cash it in and get a shot at the main title. And almost, I think, everybody who had it cashed in. And I think Austin Aries, like, did it twice. He invented Option C. I don't think they do it anymore, because now they have all these other titles again. That's like the King of the Mountain. I'm like, for what? What even is that? The King of the Mountain, the Jeff Jarrett, what is it? The Jeff Jarrett Invitational Championship. The title goes around called people slap nuts and don't draw dimes, according to that one guy. Man, Eli Sampson brought a guitar, didn't draw a dime. Now he's on the injured list. Yeah, I heard something like he's drifted on the injured list, and apparently, I think it was Tanahashi or something like that. He's out too. He's not even with us, and he's not even with WWE, and he's like, it's starting to spread now to other territories. I'm like, no. Vince is probably like, good, keep it far away from us. Achoo. In any case, SmackDown kicks off with the club saying, with the draft looming, dream matches like me versus Cena. This is AJ talking. It may only happen at Money in the Bank. You're like, yeah, okay, put it over. Nice. Monday, I said what most wanted to hear and were thinking. For the past decade, it's been the Cena era. The new era can't take place until Cena's removed. And, like, he's really putting over, it's like, I'm the good guy in all of this. I said what needed to be said. I did what needed to be done. I'm going to do what needs to be done and, remove Cena from the equation. When I came to WWE, I made sure the 3 of us were a package deal. Speaking of possible dream matches, out comes Enzo and Cass, I feel we should be referring to as because they both have the Certified G shirts, so I was throwing around the title, Certified G units. I guess they're just the you can't teach thems, or the New Jersey. Well, no, that would be with Carmella. I was calling them the New Jersey the Jersey Triad of Canyon, DDP, and Bam Bam Bigelow. Bada boom, bada big, bada bang. See, they got one of the third days. They do the bada boom. I forget who that was. Did it? Was that Canyon who did bada boom, or was that bada bing? It's been a while. Again, it's WCW. And I only know that from like a lot of episodes from Thunder. That was the only other show. That was before SmackDown. That was the original blue brand. Hey, how about that? Damn it, WWE, stop stealing from WCW. Stop stealing WCW's good ideas and making them shit. That's why they even mentioned that, like, in one of their plans to revamp the thing. Like, SmackDown, yeah, I think we're done with that. And what would you turn it into again? Like, it was weird. Like SmackDown is this thing, but it's like, kill SmackDown. Like, it's run its course. Like, I guess, like, change the name or something. I don't know. They did. The other idea was make the WWE Championship shows up on all shows. Like, that was kind of a cool idea. And then Triple H had to be like, oh, I want a belt too. I was very uneasy with the first brand separation, and then it turned out to be like some of the best TV, but it kind of, like, there was a lot of like, okay, well, now it's like we have champion on this show, champion on this show. Now they split the U.S. and Intercontinental Championship. They'll probably go back to doing it that way to keep like 2 mid-card titles on That almost seemed like the perfect thing to do, but again, you spent all that time unifying the title. Are you going to tear it apart again? Like, again, I don't know what they're going to do. It's more trepidation than excitement too, and I'm like, I guess whatever. I don't know. They're doing it. They're down, and I guess whatever they're gonna do, I guess I'll be like, okay, fine. But I had a couple of ideas, but again, I'm like, to split it apart wouldn't make sense to have them show up on all shows. Like, you only have like this roster of challengers, this roster of challengers. Like, what would he do? Would he defend the title more often than once? Like, you see what I mean? Like, that's what I mean about the brand extension. Again, it did make for some of the best SmackDown on television, like early on, like Stephanie McMahon, Paul Heyman era SmackDown, the SmackDown 7, like the early shit where like early Edge and Cena being built up as like the future mega stars we do them now. Rey Mysterio, same way. The Guerreros, Benoit, Angle, they're still doing things. Jericho, all that. Great stuff. But yeah, Enzo and Cass, sounded like you, AJ, was saying Gallows and Anderson would dominate New Day, but there's 4 teams in that match, and only one team's going to walk out, and it certainly won't be the Mr. Clean Dream Team. Anderson says, they've been dominating all over for a decade. What about you, Enzo? Managing a Hooters? And then Enzo's like, glad you read my resume, manage a Hooters? What we got here? Got a Hooters? Cup of Hooters? I wish he said that. He did the haters instead. I'm like, oh man, that's a perfect thing to change. Like the only thing to make that joke not dead in the water, kind of transition it. Like, Hooters? I think someone on YouTube is like, what do we got here? Vedas? Couple Vedas? Couple Hooters? Yeah, you've been in the business a long time, and I wish I could walk a mile in your shoes, because then I'd be a mile away from you. How you doing? He gets just enough time to be, like, not really compelling, but just funny enough to be like, you gotta pay attention, but it's like, oh, what's he gonna say now? Like, and it kind of works for him, because he's, again, he's the talker. He's not the big, he's not the guy that's gonna do a lot of shit in ring, like, and I'd almost hate to sit the kind of make it be their thing, because I feel like every match now is gonna be like Enzo, like, has to endure a shit ton of ass kickings until Big Cass comes in and cleans house. It feels like it's never going to be the other way around, or if it does, it's not going to feel natural, because Enzo is taking like I'd almost have to see that play out to see like what would happen in that. Like, they'd have to take like Big Cass and do the spot with him for once, and Enzo's like, oh shit, now what do I do? My muscle's gone. Like, Enzo has to like come up with like something, or like a plan, or like stall long enough for Big Cass to come in and just be like Brooklyn Rage, and just murk these, just everyone drops. Like angry Big Cass just ruining everybody is probably like again, it's a spot, but I feel like they'd have to like work more towards it than just saying like, my best buddy's down, like, again for like the 7th match in a row or something like that. Like, But they do refer to the concussion. Gallows is like, you call yourself a certified G, but you're more like Mr. Softy taking a sleepy on the job ski. Like, he's trying to throw rhymes out there. And so, he's, he knows the concussion. He's like, I know I'm not working with a full deck, but a couple of casino references. Basically we're coming to cash in. We get Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. New Day on commentary, and they just take it over. They like, hey, Morrow, we love what you do, but hey, relax, take a breather, we got this. They put Byron on fucking grape duty. Take that, Matt Hardy. Because Nero Hardy. I can't go. I can't do both at the same time. That seems excessive. I can only do. Brother Nero, I'll become the Pillsbury Toast Boy. Bathe me in chocolate. I'm so worried about Slammiversary that one of them is just gonna not be seen on TV for a while and be like, oh, where's my brother Nero? It looks like we're gearing toward like Brother Nero versus Willow. Like who like just I don't want even a match. Just have a promo off for like a good 10 minutes of who can be like the most insane. Like who can do this the longest? Oh. Theatrical emo, not emo, but like a theatrical off, like the woe is me, pity. Oh, quaff the raven. Like emo in a sense where it's just like, oh, like you're being like theatrical and fancy about it, like you're just like playing it to the hilt, and that's the Genesis. I'm like, that's Slammiversary. That's not even that pay-per-view. I'm like, do they even have Genesis? I don't know. They're just apparently doing it on Sunday, so they still do pay-per-views. I thought it was going to be that Wednesday again. Or Tuesday. They moved. No, they're Tuesdays now. That Wednesdays. NXT is Wednesdays. I think Lucha's Wednesdays. Oh, God Christ. There's too much wrestling on TV now. Never thought I'd say that, but damn it. This is why I can only keep track of and I can barely do that because I'm all over the place. But I'm hoping that's why you tune in, just to hear me ramble on. I don't know how long this is going. All right. Hope spot for Enzo runs over to tag and just gets booted out of the ring for his trouble. And he's just down and out. And again, this was the thing and that I was referring to, the Hope spot. Vaudevillain's out to get a closer look. Cass gets revenge and gives Gallows a big boot that sends him right over the top rope. And at this point, the Vaudevillains have crept up. And then New Day just starts swinging. The match gets thrown out as all teams just start throwing hands at each other. Rusev O'Neal has been confirmed for Money in the Bank. Rusev says, all week I've been hearing Ali's the greatest. Wrong! I don't want to pull out the heel turn because I'm almost remiss to pull that sound clip out again. Heel turn. Because he's the Unified TV United States Championship. Then the United Television... fuck it. We like Rusev. Rusev Machka. I feel bad for him because that was another thing they could have brought up. Like Rusev, he was the greatest United States champion of all time, and then you came along and took that away from him. You son of a bitch. But again, this is the brand. There was no scene on SmackDown, so they got to clown on the New Day some more. But yeah, he's talking about Ali, and Titus takes offense. This tells Rusev, you're the one that's been floating like a butterfly as I sting you like a bee. I'm like, B+. Cesaro tempting fate walking under one of the ladders that's all of a sudden strewn around the ringside. Like, that's... Like, seriously, there's like 10, 15 ladders all strewn the fuck about the entranceway. Like, wow. You guys work fast. That segment wasn't that long. It was just Rusev talking for like a minute. Like, wow, you guys work fast. You just... Almost like Eddie Riggs works for you guys. Arrive, set up, ring, leave. Arrive, set up, ladders, leave, I should say. But he's teaming up with Zayn to battle Del Rio and Owens. I thought he was done with tag teams. Like, again with this. So, but yeah, they do something a little differently to keep it from being like the same old, same old. So, yeah, again, it's the kind of beat a dead horse, but they do a new way of doing it where it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you've taken this and made it, interesting again. Put an interesting spin on it. So, yeah, Owens just leaves after a while. Zayn continues not to leave him alone. He's like, you leaving? Fine, I'll beat the fuck out of you. So they just start throwing hands and fight to the back. So it becomes basically a one-on-one until, sure enough, they fight. They come back. They're still throwing hands at each other. Like, they fought all over the arena, and now they're back inside. Now Del Rio takes umbrage, and he leaves. And Owens cuts him off, leaving Owens to get taken out by Zen for a moment. Cesaro uppercut, suplex to the outside. Holy shit. Cesaro measures and near fall off a top rope crossbody. Really bad looking miscue, I think, here. Like, Del Rio kicks Zayn away, and it looks like, because he's got Cesaro and Zayn in there, it looks like Cesaro's like too slow or like too groggy from something else to like, he's got to get out of the way of it. Like, it throws off the really fast usual pace the match like this has with wrestlers like these can go. Owens makes sure Cesaro doesn't get a top rope maneuver again and gets double stomped by Del Rio. So Del Rio has the match won, but Owens is like, get the fuck out of here, I'm winning this shit. Like, I put the fucking work in. So he takes the win for himself. Speaking of tossing out, the ref tosses out Natty and Charlotte after they get involved in the Becky-Dana match, and soon after, with Dana on her by herself, like, she's looking back, like, she gets like a roll up, and then immediately transition to disarmer and taps. So, yeah, Becky gets a much needed win, but it was like it took me like 10 seconds to explain it for like a 2, 3, 4, 5 minute match, maybe. I don't know. I was fast forwarding through that. I thought like, this was gonna be some shit. Not the wrestling. I just mean like the segment with like them on the outside being like, there's gonna be something involved. They're gonna do something. But no, it ended up being like, okay, she won the match, but I doubt it's gonna lead to anything. Take what you can get, I guess. Backlund wants to know how Darren Young celebrates a win, and he transitions to the millions of dollars. And it's like, you're not part of that team anymore. Like, you don't have the music, or is that the separation deal? Like, because Reigns got it all. He got the vest and the theme, and Dean Ambrose is like, what the fuck? What do I get out of the separation? I guess I get to be like crazy, scary Dean for a while. But yeah, I guess that's like the separation deal. It's like, okay, I get the music, but you get to do the millions of dollars. I'm like, all right. Because Titus still has the aura. He can still do that. Like, that's all him. But yeah, he's like transfers for millions of dollars, and he's like, I got a sick moonwalk, son. And Backlund's thinking, okay, this is a lost cause. I'm gonna change gears. And what about money? Save it, don't spend it. And Young's like, pretty good advice. I'm curious, how did you save so much money over the years? And Backlund's like, this is my only outfit. You like the bow tie? Wait, what do you think? You think he could rock one of these? The Mick Foley road to riches, like he like when he was like, he said it himself. Like, I think like him and Melina were about to do a thing. Like he was about to get tossed out or something like that. And so it's like Mick Foley's like 3rd, 4th exodus from the company for a while. He's he let that hair of his grow to like a fucking lion's mane. I've saved a fortune on apparel. I wear all the flannel jackets and shit. Looking like he just looking like he just steps off of like a road technician or something. Like he just wore a lot of like. So yeah, he saved it for his kids. Good guy. So yeah, Bob Backlund probably like the same way. Like this is my only outfit. Like I only have like this old dress shirt from probably like when I won the title from Bruno Sammartino or however long ago it was. Like, these pants still have the shit stain where Kevin Nash just picked me up and powerbombed me and beat me in like 34 seconds or whatever long that match went for. No, 34. I'm thinking Roman Reigns. I forget. Lucha Dragon's still a thing at this point? Well, actually, it's just Kalisto getting mauled by Baron Corbin as Ziggler's on commentary stirring the soup. He does have a point in saying, Corbin's like looking at him the whole time, booting him down like, well, yeah, you just hit him in the nuts. Like, he's going to pay you back for that. And then he just shows up like, I'm not showing up tonight. I'll show up, like, I'll wait till next week on SmackDown and just beat on Kalisto, I guess. I'll fight a match I can win. Go back to the Indies, Kalisto. But he's got a good one, Ziggler. He's got a good zinger here before he calls him like a millennium. I'm like, wow, really still going with that? Corbin claims not to care about impressing anybody, but he keeps eyeballing me like he wants me to pay attention. Like he's like, look at my dive in the swimming pool, mommy. Like, lest you think I'm totally shitting on Ziggler, give the devil his due. For that, and he'll give Corbin credit for the beating and the winning the match. I'm like, because where the fuck have you been, Sheamus? He's like, it's been like weeks since the like you Like, you punked out, Apollo Crews just for standing out like, new era, fella, new era, I'll beat you. Go back to the Indies, fella. he put him out. Yeah, he's like, for weeks he was gone, and now he's putting himself over as Rocksteady. It's like, move over, Rock. Sheamus is taking your spot, fella. Now Apollo Crews arrive, punch Sheamus in the mouth, smile and leave. It's like, oh, you think that's funny? The smile is no Asuka, which in turn just turns me on. She's not kicking me in the face. What trepidation should I have? Like the creepy smile. And I'm like, she smiles, and it's like, oh, it's danger, and I'm like, not for me. I get to sit back and watch. I'm like, creepy. Okay, changing gears. But just saying. They put over the feud between Jericho and Ambrose over the course of the show, like the whole, like, you took my show, you hit him with the plant, the thumbtacks in the back, him looking like a pincushion, and the fall being like an internet meme for a good couple of days, like the falling, like, here's Jericho, like, this building up the Sistine Chapel, and it's it's the spot where he falls over, it's like, ah! Oh, it was great. That should have gotten over instead of, oh shit, here come that boy, or maybe, like, it would have been, like, if it happened, like, a week late, they would have combined the two. Like, oh, shit, here come that Jericho, and he fall, and it's like the unicycle, but he's falling off the unicycle. And Ambrose is like, what up? I heard there were some titties involved. I come to master them. But yeah, that's your main event. After chasing Jericho around for a while, Ambrose gets slingshotted off a table onto the floor that gives him a literal gift of Jericho, just throwing a cup of soda, I guess, at the fallen lunatic fringe. Like rough spot, like, the slingshot, usually it's like off a table through another table, because he's trying to go for, like, the walls, but he, like, transitions it and just slingshots him over to, like, another table. But no, it's, like, right onto the floor. Jesus. And then Jericho just, like, throws a drink at him. Like, damn, drink it in. Like, Ambrose employing a lucha move after this. Thank you, Mauro Ranallo, once again. The Mauro moment of the night. La Magistral Cradle, as he calls it. Showing an evolution of Ambrose. It's like a roll up. It's like a cradle. But just to hear Mauro put it over, like holy shit, like he's got to pull out something new for Jericho. Like Jericho being this world-class star, Dean Ambrose has to pull off the... Thanks for knowing what that was, by the way, because I have no idea. I was like, oh, he put over an inside cradle, and then Mauro elevated to be like a... Lami Hastore Cradle. I guess that's what it's called. He'd know more about it than I would. Like, I'm just, like, doing this for shits and giggles. He's the play-by-play announcer and stuff. He's been, like, all over. And calling all sorts of different sports, not just wrestling. Like, the man's track record just a mile wide, and then some. Hopefully you stay on SmackDown and the brand split, like, actually does you a favor before you call, like, these insane matches or something like that. Or maybe you get drafted and it's treated like an actual draft thing. That was a thing, too, they said. Like people can be traded at any time. Like, you keep... Which, that's a good idea. Like, keep a level of uncertainty. Like, maybe... Like... not working out over here. Maybe we put him over here. Maybe we have him, so who do we take? Maybe we take this guy who's not working out. Like, you get, like, two people, and you just, like, trade it off. And you would just explain it over like, before the show starts or something like that, or just have him show up as a surprise or something like that. Like, keep that going. Like, what's he doing here? That sort of thing. The uncertainty of it all is what I mean. That could be interesting. Like, Randy Orton just showing up or whatever, like, people losing their shit because John Cena, like, gets drafted at the Raw, and even Jericho's like, what the hell? Like, he's shitting himself. like, what's he, like, oh my god, we got both champions, like, for a while. And just, like, what a fucking coup that was. Like, everyone lost their shit on that one. Like, that was the beginning of the end of Cena being, like, the Let's Go Cena sucks for sure. But for that one moment, like even Jericho was like, whoa, and Jericho was like, what the hell? Jericho gets the last word. He wins this. Like, he's going for dirty deeds, and Ambrose stops it. Like, he tries to escape. Like, he pushes him off, and Ambrose, like he pushes him right into the ref. It looks like, oh, rep thump, but no, he stops himself, only to turn right around to eat the code breaker. He does get the last word in post-match when Jericho tries to hurt him with a ladder, and turnabout is fair play. He gets shoved face first into one. His back eats another one, an elbow drop from atop onto Jericho. I'm like, wow. Like he goes to leave and he plays off the crowd like, one more time, what? And he goes it. Again, he's playing off the fact that, again, like I said, he is probably the most over face you have on the show. Most over heel would probably be the Miz, or Owens would probably be like up there. That's why, again, I'm putting over Owens to be like, wait, speaking of which, where is the Miz? He hasn't been on in a while either. Like, he's still Intercontinental Champion, but they haven't done anything in a while. And part of me with the movie thing, I'm thinking like the Miz, like, you know, hey, you did pretty good in this movie. I could use understanding. We get like Shea Miz or something. Miz. MMM or the triple M, Miz Maurice. Miss. Just Sheamus, just the Miss. The Miz and the Miss. The Miz, the Miss, and the Misses. Yeah, do it. Oh, I'll put myself over right now. Okay, that's. I think it's a good time as any to end the podcast there. If more segments just did stupid shit, but embrace it and make it like entertaining. Like, yeah, you'd be like, wow, that was like, that didn't make any fucking sense, but it wasn't complete dog shit, and I was entertained throughout it, so yay! You know, the Jericho thing, like, or Ultimate Warrior, like, his promo made no sense, but, you know, the intensity was there, so it was entertaining to watch. Yay! That's really all you need to do, honestly. You know, just make wrestling interesting again. Make wrestling nonsensical again. Like that was a lot of stuff on SmackDown too, where it was like the weird shit with like the Undertaker. Like I ran like Ken Kennedy, like he ran him over with like the hearse and he like beat him down, and all of a sudden he's in the car, he's in the hearse. Holy shit! Like, oh my god, he's a fucking magician. I've been inside the hearse the whole time. You ran down one of my brothers. How dare you do that to the Underfaker? He was 1 week away from Undertaker retirement. That's the podcast. Thanks for listening.